Welcome to the European FX section, and starting with the US dollar index here. As you know, all last week we were looking for 5 waves up through to here and then looking for a pullback, and that seems to be underway now, or at least we can see the market really struggling to the upside here. We're also seeing the euro obviously been moving to the downside as well, but while this has been sort of struggling to move up here, if we look at the euro for a moment, we can see that in the sort of reflection of that, mirror opposite, then we can see that this has been struggling to move down through here as well. So we've been doing our best to count through this particular thing here, but we haven't really seen the wave 2 come into play here yet either. So that's something that we're looking for. I mean, naturally I would have thought that it would have bounced off the 1.1 here, but one of the problems with that is that we can sort of count bit rough, but our 5 waves down sort of completing here. But I wouldn't, because it's not that perfectly clear, we just need to be a little bit careful about that. But we're certainly looking for further rallies here before we look to short from this area through here. Okay, the pound yen here. I just wanted to, I'd counted 5 waves down through to here, and we watch this move up here, which we can count 5 waves here. So the normal thing is to wait for the first high above the level here as such, and then look to trade that long if that was breached, but that never really got sort of breached, so we didn't have our long trade set up from here. But what we've got here now is we've got this move down here, which is in 5 waves, so we're looking for an ABC as a recovery, and then another 5 waves down, which we have here. So it's quite possible now that we would see this market move up here in 5 waves. So, but if you're going to trade this up here, the 62 is a very important number in terms of geometry using the levels, because the 62 is really the 61.8, or the extension of that, so 162, so 61.8. And I find when I'm working with 62, it really plays a part in the market turning. So just be a little bit mindful of that. So the other thing here too is that we also need to sort of keep an eye on that this is just not an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave to here, and then folding over from here as well. So we're going to be a bit careful about that. We don't really need that there now. If we'd gotten that, a small ABC here and then up, not a problem. But if you can see, on a 5-minute chart that you get 5 waves up here, then you're going to get another 5 waves up here. This doesn't look like a 3rd wave moving down here further, because wave A coming down here was sharper than wave C here. So it's really got the personality of a corrective personality for a rally there, but it's certainly not one of our better sort of trades. The cable here, we were looking for a low in here, as you know, and that's coming to play, and we were looking for a long signal to the upside, but in your own way and so on. But one of the main points here is that this move from here is corrective, so we should see this top being taken out, or at least see 5 waves up into this area through here. So if you see continued strength there, then you can go for that. It does appear that from this low here to this high here, there's 5 waves, so it could pop up a bit more, but expect a correction here before seeing further upside here, and we'll also look to short from up here as well. The euro yen here, we're still looking at this moving lower through here, but I suggest moving the stop now into sort of break even or profit there, because just in here we shouldn't see this market rally back up this high. It can come to this high here but it shouldn't come any further than that there. So expect a bounce and consolidation off the 25 here. You may even have taken profit there on the Friday, and that's certainly a logical thing to do as well. Now, in terms of getting back in, there's two ways to sort of view this really. One is that if there's going to be a bounce here, you would need to make sure that the bounce is actually being confirmed as a corrective pattern, and then you can look to build on this side, and then of course build on this side. But building on this side here, when the market does eventually move through here, as you know, most of the time it will come back and retest the orders in the market depth, so to speak. So that can also be used as a setup here to trade short again once you got your reference low in here, that is. But we're expecting further downside with this market, so staying on the short side there. And also the euro pound as well. There's a couple of different ways to count all of this over here, but one of the important things here is that we can count 5 waves up here. So in one way we should be pulling back to either wave 4 to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, or into the 50-60% retracement level here as well. In one way or another, we're expecting further downside against the trend here, so you need to trade less against the trend. But yeah, it's looking all right. So if I just cut through onto maybe a 2-hour chart, then a 15-minute chart, we can look at this. So one of the things here is that from the high up here, and we would have noted this last week, but I can't recall that much, but wave A down to here, and we're looking for wave B here, and then looking for a move down from that point there. So I know that you know, this particular little move in here is not completed move down. So if this low here gets taken out through here, then it would eliminate. See, this move down through here is in 3 waves to here. So this could be well, up for 1, an A and a B and a C, back for 2, and then up for 1 and back for 2 here. But as soon as that low there's breach, it actually just creates a larger bearish pattern after that. So I think that you can look to short this market as well. And I think that in doing that, and I think that it will go down, because in terms of, even though this one's an A and a B and a C here, this one here still counts as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to here for wave A, then an A and a B and a C for B, and then you can see 5 waves up here. So it's a really nice corrective rally. That means that we should see this as wave 1 and 2 here, down for 3, 4 and 5. So we should see it, you know, move further down. So keeping the stop for this at this stage here, you could probably get it closer, but above that stop there is what you'd be looking at. You could bring it onto that high there if you wanted to. You could probably even bring it lower too if you wanted to there, but you'd need to go into the eternal count there. So I'll just leave that as that there. But certainly that would be the better short trade that I can see at the moment if you're looking for something to trade. All right, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.